Say hi. Say hi. Say hi. And go let him play. And now with the camera stand. No. Okay, so I made myself cozy on the floor in Brooks's room. I planned to film this while he was sleeping, but obviously when I went in to check that he was still sleeping because I heard some noises, he was wide awake. This video is not necessarily geared towards my youngest son, but more so my 2.5-year-old. So I was having a problem with Jake, and I mean, it's not a problem. It's not a problem. I just found myself in this like rut of not wanting to tidy up every night. I found myself just never tidying up Jake's toys in his room, in the basement, or on the main floor, or their whole house was covered with toys, top to bottom, covered in toys, scattered. It was just insane, and every day it was like this, and no matter how much I was like, okay Jake, like sing the cleanup song, clean up, clean up, like, it was a never-ending battle. And I found, again, this sounds probably like the worst mom ever, I found myself at the end of the night exhausted from the day, and like, not to mention cooking dinner and cleaning up all the dishes because I don't want to go to bed with a dirty kitchen, but I also found myself spending time after the kids had gone to bed, the dishes were done, but cleaning up the house by tidying all of the toys and the train tracks and everything that was everywhere. And it wouldn't just take like a 20-minute tidy up, it would take like literally an hour and a half. Like my husband would be downstairs on his iPad being like, why aren't you sitting down and joining me? And I'm like, because, do you see this house? I want to have some, Brooks. Okay, come back. I'll scooch in a little bit. I want to have some sort of organization throughout my house. And I found another mama talking about this whole approach to how to organize her child's toys. Personally, as a parent, I get frustrated with this whole situation. So when I heard this other mama talk about, you know what, I took all of my kids' toys and put them out of their reach. And I was like, what? Why would you do that? That's so cruel. But then I listened to what more she had to say, and I was like, oh my gosh, you are genius. It blew my mind. So went to Walmart, I bought all these little bins, and I will probably do a video over so I can show you exactly what kind of bins I got and how I organized my kids' toys. So basically I had a bin for the train tracks, I had a bin for all the trucks. Brooks, be careful. I had a bin for all the trucks and the Lego blocks, all of my son's tools like hammers and nails and like all these really cool little boy toys that like usually A, get lost, or B, they have to dump the whole bucket of toys to get this one little screw that they want to play with. I organize everything, and my son is allowed to play with whatever he wants to play with, but those buckets are in a room where he has like a safety child lock on the doorknob, so he can't open the door. It's in our guest bedroom downstairs. And he will go there almost like, actually he won't even ask. He never asks. He's such a good child. It blew my mind when I took away all his toys. He still played, but he just found different things to play with. Like, it was remarkable. We made up like this wooden salad spoon game. He'll hit my spoon and then I chase him around the house. But he still played, and it was almost like a breath of fresh air, because I feel like every night it was so overwhelming for me to have all these toys out, or even throughout the day, just to have all these toys everywhere. It was overwhelming. It was overwhelming my house, and I have to think like, also, like, to my toddler's perspective, like, that probably was overwhelming for him too. Like, especially me always being like, okay, Jake, clean up. Like, and he's thinking like, but it's 11 a.m. Why are we cleaning? And so that was probably frustrating for him too. With this whole bin system, it's been like a breath of fresh air. We both understand, like, now we're getting out the blocks. And if you want mama to go on the floor with you and we can make a little house, we can do that, because here's the attention span that I'm teaching you. Let's build a block castle, and let's have fun doing it, and let's spend a good chunk of time doing this instead of doing all these cleanups throughout the day. One of the other reasons why I was so intrigued by this whole idea is because, like I said earlier, my child is the type of child that when he wants to play with toys, he will just take his whole big bin, and we had like a bunch of big bins of toys. And he would just like dump the whole thing over, play with like a horse here, then then leave that alone and go somewhere else and play with a truck here for like 2 seconds and then play with the other thing for 2 seconds and then go up to me and like pull on my legs and like act like he was bored. Also, just to give you a bit of Jake's character, he is 2.5 now and just started being able to have the attention span to sit and watch a movie or a show. The attention span wasn't there. And I felt like, okay, so we do have like, I don't know, doctor's appointments to go to or whatever, any other appointments or something that we need to go to, or whether it's just like I need him to sit quietly in the car for a little bit. I would love to pack 2 toys. Okay, Jakey, you want to play with these 2 horses? Okay, like these are my 2 horses. I'm gonna learn how to play with these instead of just looking at the 2 horses and being like, well, I'm bored. I don't have the attention span for this. And like, I get it, he's 2. He doesn't have the full attention span, I get it. But I also think that it's a learned skill, and I think that I can try and teach it to him. If my method is totally wrong, it's totally wrong. But I do think I have seen a tremendous improvement in his attention span, and also really given him structure on how to play with his toys, if that makes sense. He's such a busybody, like he's so busy that I feel like this method of toy separating and putting away was crucial for me and for him like for me and him to understand each other better. Because he's only 2.5, at the end of a night where toys would be everywhere, I would be like, okay, Jake, like, clean up, clean up. Well, he would only clean up for like, let's be honest, maybe 10 minutes, because that is all the attention span that he would have. So I'd be cleaning up everything else. But with the bucket system, it's only a bucket at a time that you're cleaning up. So he can literally do all the toys. Like he can pick up all the Legos and put them in the bucket himself, and it only takes him like maybe 5 minutes, maybe less, and I don't even have to lift a single toy. Furthermore, it's also making them self-sufficient, and I feel like he loves it because I am like, well, I'm very enthusiastic, and so when he does do it, I am just like, yeah, Jake, you're so good, like, come give mommy a hug, like, you're such a good boy, I'm so proud of you. Try and give him all the encouragement in the world, obviously. But this was kind of like a daunting task to tackle because it did take me a total of 2 days to sort through all of his toys in the basement and the ones that he's with on a regular basis. Like, it took me a long time to sort through them, but now that I have completely sorted through all the ones that are downstairs in the guest bedroom and the ones that are in the basement, it's just like peace of mind. Every night is good, every day is good. He knows what he's doing. We're both like just so much more in sync. Like, it works, it works. I feel like I can't take credit for this idea, but like, why didn't I think of it sooner? Why? Like, I don't know why or how I was surviving. It really has improved like our quality time together. Like, Jake and I can now sit down and be like, okay, like, what toy do you want to play with? And we typically get out like 2 bins per day, like one morning and then we get one out typically before bed, and we involve dad, and like it's a good after dinner, I don't know, little activity that we can all do. Oh, I should say this. Another reason why I did this was because I found when we switched him to a toddler bed and we had all his toys in his room, he would go like crazy at like 2 in the morning. And all his toys would just be like banging off stuff, and he would just like, again, he was the type of kid that would dump out every single bin to get to one toy to play with it for like a second. So everything in his room was like a disaster. No matter how long we spent cleaning before he went to bed, we'd wake up with like a huge mess. And the mess would be like all into the hall, all into our bed, because he'd play on the ground like by our bed. It would go into the bathroom, like, it was crazy. Toys would just be everywhere. We do have it gated off, so he can't like go to the rest of the house, but toys would be everywhere on the upstairs level by 2 o'clock on. So if you look at Jake's bedroom right now, I will insert a video over top so you can see Jake's bedroom and what I'm talking about. So at 2 o'clock in the morning when he wakes up, he'll play with his little tractor and his 2 horses and then all the books that he wants. Literally, it saved my life, and the past month has been beautiful. It's, oh, I have my time back. I've been doing my nails at night. I've been binge watching Suits. Like, it's my time. I've been going to bed in appropriate time because I do the mom things, and then I do the tidy up things, and then I do me time, and I don't have to sacrifice sleep or me time, which I feel like is a real big struggle with mamas these days, or at least is with me. Like, do I want my sanity? Yeah, so I'll sacrifice my sleep for my sanity to sit here, and all I want to do is just sit here. Maybe scroll through my phone, do online shopping, watch The Bachelorette. This is the things that I want to do at night. Eat your stuffed animal. Okay, well that is it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and maybe please don't judge me so hard if you don't agree with what I'm saying. Again, this is just what worked for me and my family. My kids are spoiled rotten, I'll admit it, so don't think that I'm being cruel. But I hope that maybe if you were wondering about an approach to get your toy situation in your house under control, maybe this helped you. I don't know, but thank you for watching and have a great day. What'd you make? A boat?
Yeah.
Oh, that is so cool. Yeah? What are you doing? Oh. You're gonna put those in your boat?